What's up, Duel Masters of the world? My name is Blue Eyes, and welcome to the most powerful Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon deck profile in the world. To start off, we have to go with the good old 3 classic Blue Eyes White Dragons. We got a new, we got original, and we got some midway. I like the behind Earth scene, I think it's really cool. And then we've got to go 3 Blue Eyes alternate White Dragons. You have to hit him up. You just reveal one of him in your hand, and you get him right in the field. Destroys any monster on the field. Absolute insanity. But the only drawback with this card is that it can't attack when it activates effect. But if you choose to XYZ it, or you choose to synchro it, then you can definitely hit it in some awesome plays. Next, it'll be just 1 Dragon Spirit of White. We run one of him for the convenience of banishing 1 spell or trap card that's on the field, which is absolutely insane, but we only run for the sake of Chaos Max Dragon and hooking into his whole engine. So he's really important. And of course, we gotta go 2 Galaxy Soldiers. They hook into Infinity. You special summon 1 by discarding 1 light monster. It's like almost the entire deck is light monsters. And then you get to search for another Galaxy Soldier. He's in the field. Or Galaxy Wizard if you already got another one in your hand. But then, so once he's out, then you discard another light monster. Maybe your stones, maybe some of your tuners, maybe just a dragon. Get them back in the graveyard. And once that's happened, you can then have overlay both of them and make a Nova into an Infinity and put absolute protection for your dragons. Because, you know, they are beat sticks. And they can protect themselves like crazy, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. And then your 1 Galaxy Wizard, he can be searched out by either of these 2. If these guys are both in your hand, of course, like I said before, you can get him. And he's absolutely phenomenal. You can normal summon him, then upgrade his level to 8. I think that's crazy, because then you can get some amazing XYZ plays with any of these guys. Now we're going to go into 1 White Stone of Legend, get a Blue Eyes in your hand when it's into the graveyard, and 2 White Stone of Ancients. The White Stone of Ancients are a lot more important, because with the White Stone of Ancients, it has 2 effects. One of them is that when it's sent to the graveyard, the very turn that happens, you get a Blue Eyes monster. So him, or him, not these 3 unfortunately, because these 3 have to be special summoned properly if you want to bring something back from your graveyard. You can't put him on the field unless he's special summoned with him first. So you could special summon him, you know, the Blue Eyes White Dragon or the Dragon Spirit White, and it does count as a normal monster, by the way, so it is searchable. So you can also, so once that happens, you can also banish these cards from your graveyard and then bounce back any of these dragon type monsters. Even Chaos Max Dragon, you can do that too. Of course, we've got to have a Sage, and the reason for only running 1 is because it'll become too bricky for the Chaos Max deck. If it was a normal Blue Eyes deck, you would want to run around 3 of them. But for the sake of Chaos, we run 1, usually for a Manju situation. And I'll show you guys that in a second, because you're really pretty. Oh, Secret Rare, I love him. Anyways, so we got him. We've got an Effect Veiler, and if you ever choose to normal summon him, you get Effect Veiler out. You don't usually want to get a stone out unless you're going to go into a Crystal Wing play. But for the time being, it's Effect Veiler. And also with him, you can choose 1 effect monster to the field, discard this from your hand, put the effect monster from the field to the graveyard, and put a Blue Eyes Dragon on the field. Absolute insanity. Great card. And this stops an effect of any monster that your opponent has in the field. And that just, it stops them right in their tracks during your opponent's main phase. Absolutely incredible. And like I talked about before, we got to get those 3 Manjus out. The Manjus will serve the purpose to search any ritual card or ritual monster that's in your deck. Absolutely incredible. They're searchers, but they only have 1,400, but I have a way of solution to getting around that just in 1 second. And of course, we got to go 2 Chaos Max Dragons. Now, if you guys don't know what Chaos Max Dragon does, holy freaking crap, amazing. First off, he's a 4,000 beat stick, okay? 3 things, that's the first thing. The second thing with this card is that this card actually has the ability that it can't be targeted nor destroyed by any card effect. Spell, trap, monster, nada. The only way for this card to be out of the field is if someone overpowers it, knocks it back to your hand, or puts it back in the deck, you know, like with the Drowning Mirror Force or something. As long as it doesn't target it. But this thing is very limited to how much you can actually destroy this thing. Absolutely incredible. Alright. Boop, boop. Alright, now what we want is the spell cards. We gotta go with the 3 pot of greeds of the deck, the trade-ins, and plus you get to have your dragons in the graveyard as fast as possible. That's really useful. Draw 2 cards when you send a level 8 monster to the graveyard. Then you gotta get 1 Silver Scry, just 1, because you do have alternates on the field, and that's why you can get your Return of the Dragon Lords out, so 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. This guy, he brings 1 normal dragon-type monster from your graveyard onto the field. That's great. Return of the Dragon Lords is better because it's Monster Reborn with protection for your dragons. So that's absolutely amazing. And say if your Blue Eyes alternative dragon was special summoned properly and he's put in the graveyard, you could bring him back with this card. And I think that's so cool. Also, the Dragon Spirit of White, you can bring him back with Silver Scry because he is a normal monster according to his effects. So don't let those people say, oh, it's his effect on the bottom of the card. No, they're wrong. This monster is treated as a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. So you get to have that kind of privilege. Absolutely incredible. Alright, so now that we have those in the way, now we got to go 1 soul charge and just bring everything back to the field. Another cool thing you do with the soul charge is you can bring back your Galaxy Soldier. And when you special summon your Galaxy Soldier, say he's in the graveyard, you can Foolish Burial him, which I do run a Foolish Burial. It's only at 1, so you just run that Foolish Burial. You put him in the graveyard, get a soul charge, and bring him out. Because he's been special summoned, you can search out another one of him. You discard 1 light monster from your hand, put him on the field, and you already got your Infinity out in play. Absolutely so broken, it's incredible. You have to love it. It is amazing. So then, of course, we got to go Dragon Shrine. Only 1, because the Dragon Shrine will become kind of useless when you have more than 2 in your hand, and that's going to suck if that ever happens. So only run 1 for this purpose of safety for your deck. It is great. Put a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your graveyard, and then if you do that, you have the choice to then put another Dragon-type monster in your deck, and then doing that, you can you can put in like a stone or whatever. Maybe you want to put in a stone if Chaos is in your maybe a White Stone of Ancients if a Chaos is in your graveyard, and you just bounce that Chaos back to your hand using the stone's banishing effect, the White Stone of Ancients. Alright, and so of course now we got to go with the 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon. This card's great for this deck. You know why? People will say, oh, you can only use it for Blue Eyes White Dragons. That is wrong. That is where I have to stop you. You discard 1 card out of the 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more attack, 2,500 or less attack, 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Now, do you know who fits that description? This baby. You can search out this baby with this card. You can. You can pull out 2 of them if you wanted to. Say you have an Advanced Ritual Art and a Chaos form, you can get 2 of these babies. It is fantastic. And so for that reason, this card is amazing. It's over 3,000, lower than 2,500. Totally searchable. And of course, you can use him to put a Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon to your hand, special summon that from there. Crazy, crazy plays. Then we got to go 2 Twin Twisters. That's why I said you don't need to worry about that back row because we got that Twin Twister there. And that's absolutely incredible. Then we're going to go to 2 Advanced Ritual Arts and 1 Chaos Form. These 2 are meant for normal monsters in your deck, which only count as the Blue Eyes or Dragons, unfortunately. But if you pull this your first turn, immediately you can get this bad boy out in the field. Absolutely broken, incredible. That you can put as many of those as you like. So I run 2 of these. 1 Chaos Form for the sake of if there's a monster that's has 8 stars. It can be in your hand, in the field, in your graveyard. Your graveyard, you just banish it. Everything else, like your hand or field, it goes to the graveyard. But yeah, so that's absolutely awesome. Amazing, amazing card. And then you want to run 1 Dark Hole. Now, why you want to run a Dark Hole is for the reasons of, let's say, usually you open up with this. You're going to pull up with 1 Chaos Max Dragon, a Manju, and maybe even, this is really common, and then maybe even an alternative. That's usually going to be your startup for when you first start running this deck. Now, what's cool is if, say, like you don't have him, or you want to bring him back for the Turn of the Dragon Lords, what you can do is you want to add 1 Solemn Warning, but that's not what I wanted. you want to run this dark hole, you use it, and it destroys all monsters in the field, right? All of them, except him, because he can't be destroyed by card effects. And so now your opponent's monsters are gone, your Manju problem is gone, and you can hit for 4, or you can double pierce. Oh, I forgot. And finally with this card, the third thing that it does is a double piercing. Not single, not just hits for nothing, but double pierces. Absolutely incredible. And it's a 4K beat stick. Whoa. Yeah, so if you have a monster with 0 defense on his side of the field, you hit it once and you win the game. Absolutely broken. Amazing, incredible card. So yeah, that's so awesome, so broken. And then like I said before, the Solemn Warning is absolutely important because unfortunately it's only run at 1, so he's that kind of replaced for Vanity's Emptiness in the deck. You can activate this when a monster will be summoned or a spell or a trap card or monster effect is activated in the field. That includes special summon, including a monster. You only pay 2,000 life points, and you get to summon if you destroy that card. It is a fourth of your life points, but it is worth it when you get those plays, say, for Zodiacs. My thing is, you kill the blonde, you win the game for Zodiacs. So that is for the main deck of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon profile. Now let's go in the extra deck. You want to run 1 Azure Eyes, and you want to run 2 Spirits, okay? For some of your synchro ones, he can hook into 3 of the monsters here, and he can hook into anything bringing back and protecting your monsters, especially your dragon types, from any kind of attack. He kind of like you can banish the Return of the Dragon Lords to protect your monsters, like your dragons. He protects them from all card effects. I think that's absolutely incredible. And you want to run a Michael for banishing. You want to run a Moonlight for bouncing back, and a Star Spark Dragon for protection. So banish, hit back, protection. That's what you're going to want to do when you run into these ones. What's also cool is that I also run a Crystal Wing, and how he works really well is that, say you have a tuner, you lay the tuner on the field, and you have, say, you get him, and you tribute him, his effect, and get him out, or him out. You can normal summon him, synchro them for Crystal Wing, stops all monster effects for, only once per turn. Stops a monster effect, and then gains the attack after that monster is destroyed. Because when that effect activated, that monster's gone. In the graveyard, done. And so he's really, really freaking powerful. There's a reason he's at 40 right now. He's so cool. With him, you can stop pendulum summons. He stops the special summoning more than once at a time. So you only special summon once. Amazing. Graveyard effects. You can negate once per turn. And again, the tribute thing. Very cool, very cool. And during each standby phase, you can bring back a dragon type normal monster from your graveyard. Cool. Awesome, awesome. Powerful cards. Powerful. Alright, so now we're going to go to the XEs. And it's going to be Cyber Dragon Nova. Of course, for the Infinity, that's what he's there for, because he's not useful any way in the deck without bringing him out. And him brings a lot of protection, absolutely incredible. And then now I run 3 Galaxy, 3 cards that hook Galaxy monsters that hook into each other. So it's Tachyon, Full Armor Photon, and Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter. Now a lot of people say, why not Cypher? Why not any of these? Why bring him in? And my reason is because there's a certain amount of plays these guys can make for stopping monsters. My rule is this. If there's one monster on the field, you bring out him. Of course, you have to put him on the field first, then overlay with him, and then you detach, destroy one face-up card in the field, boom, take care of one monster or a spell, trap card problem. And so you can also use the effect and overlay again. You can't overlay over him, though, unfortunately, because his effects won't allow it. But so if there's one monster, use him, or if there's a problem with spell, traps, use him. And then if there's 2 monsters that are causing problems, use him. First off, when this monster's put on the field, holy crap, he cripples the crap out of someone's deck. You put 3 Dragon-type monsters in your graveyard, which is what you want to do, and then they have to banish 3 monsters from their deck. Whoa! You can put your stones, you can put your Chaos Max, you can put any of your Blue Eyes White Dragons, Alternates, Dragon Spirit of White, any of it. So you can do any of that with him. And then not only to do that, but add insult to injury, you can detach and then hit twice. That's why I said he's a 4,000 beat stick. As well as him, he's 4,000. He's only 3,000 though. But the reason why he's really effective and not putting in like a Cypher Dragon is because with him, however, what you can do is my rule for him is 3 or more monsters. Because say he's got stuff under him like those Galaxy Wizard or Blue Eyes Red Dragon, whatever. Plus you can put Blue Eyes Red Dragon if you detach and put him in the graveyard. That's awesome. But okay, so you detach, and then his effect is that he makes 2 attacks, okay? 2 attacks. The first attack is just normal, 3,000, okay? The second attack, you negate every single effect. This is crazy. You negate every single effect of every monster on the field, and then each effect that's negated, you gain 1,000 for that second attack. Say there's these 3 monsters are on the opponent's side of the field, okay? These 3. So these are all effect monsters, right? Crystal Wing, Stardust, Spark Dragon, Moonlight. These 3, their effects are negated, first off. And so now it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 attack for your second attack. You gain. So now he's at 6,000. Say you have another card. You have a Spirit on your side of the field, and he's on your side. But his effects are negated too. But now he just adds another 1,000. So now he's 7,000. First hit is 3s. Second hit is 7,000 now. Absolutely incredible. Broken card. You have to love it. You absolutely have to. He is incredible. So now we'll go on to the rest of the extra deck. Hope Harbinger negates any spell once per turn, and if any XYZ monster is destroyed, he gains the attack for the rest of the turn. And if anybody tries to hit your monster, you can detach from him, and they're forced to hit his monster instead, like automatically. They can't say, okay, I'm not going to attack anymore. It's too late, because once say like you're gonna hit like Moonlight. And say Moonlight was in attack mode, which you most likely you'll never pull him in attack mode, because automatically when you get him out, he uses effect, he goes in defense, like automatically. So when that happens, you can say, oh, you want to attack him? Oh, you want to attack him? Well, guess what? Detach. Now you're forced to attack him. And say it's under 3,000, they now take damage from what they've just done. So absolutely awesome. And then you have to add that Heretic. I add him for safety. You detach, restore as many cards in the field as possible, but it's at a cost. You have to ditch whatever from your hand and or field to the graveyard, any monster. So that's what makes him so awesome. Unfortunately, he can't do spell or trap cards, but he can do monsters, and that's perfectly fine because you're gonna want your Blue Eyes monsters in the graveyard anyways. And last, but certainly not least, the staple Twin Burst. Hits twice, can't be destroyed by battle. If he hits something that isn't destroyed by battle, he banishes that card instead. It's like saying something's like 4,000, he's 3. He hits, but he can't be destroyed by battle, so he won't die. But that card will be banished. He'll see him on the field, but you'll take 1,000 instead. So that's really awesome. He's absolutely broken. So that is my full Chaos Max Blue Eyes Dragon deck profile. I'm Blue Eyes, keep your heart in the cards, and I will see you in the next video. Battle on, Duelists.